next 2 minutes. In this lecture, we'll see an example on how to analyze an indeterminate beam subject to joint moments using moment distribution method. Let's straight away go to the question. So here we have a 3-span bridge. All the spans are of equal length, 8 meters. However, the flexural rigidity EI is varying. First span is having 2 EI and remaining 2 span is having 3 EI values. Then the first span is subjected to a central 10 kN point load, and the second and third span is subjected to UDL of 5 kN per meter throughout its length. Okay. Apart from this, we can also see a 50 kN meter clockwise moment applied at the joint B. Okay. So the first thing we have to do is we have to find out the FEMs. So for the first span, FEM will be PL by 8. So it is going to be 10 kN meter, which means that FEM AB is going to be minus 10 and FEM BA is going to be plus 10, because right at B we have a clockwise FEM and at A we have an anti-clockwise FEM. So according to sign convention, we have to use the value, right? For the span BC and CD, the FEM value will be WL square by 12. So substituting W as 5 and L as 8 meters, we have the FEM as 26.667, which means that FEM BC and FEM CD is equal to minus 26.67 and FEM CB and FEM DC is equal to plus 26.667. So once the FEM is found out, this part is done. The next important thing in moment distribution method is to find out the distribution factor. So here we will assume the simple joints as simple joints and any internal joints as fixed joints and proceed to the problem. Okay, so we'll find out the distribution factor, keeping in mind that the simple joints are treated as simple joints only. So when the far end is simply supported or hinged, the stiffness value is 3I by L, and when the far end is a internal support or a fixed support, the stiffness value is 4A by L. Okay, so when you consider the joint B, there are two members meeting at B, which is BA and BC. So stiffness of BA is going to be, far end is simply supported, so it is going to be 3I by L. However, EI is 2EI, so 3 into 2EI by L, where L is 8 meters. For the span BC, K is equal to 4 into 3A by L, right? And for the span CD, the far end is again a hinge, which means that the value is going to be 3 into 3A by L. So for when far end is hinged, K value is 3A by L. When far end is pinned or internal hinge, when the far end is fixed or internal support, K value is taken as 4A by L. So distribution factor can be found out for DFBA is equal to stiffness of BA divided by stiffness of BA plus stiffness of BC. So K1 by K1 plus K2. So substitute the relevant values and you get DFBA is equal to 0.333. So it is to be understood that at a particular joint, the sum of distribution factor is always equal to 1, which means that obviously the DFBC is going to be 1 minus 0.33, it is 0.667. At joint C, distribution factor for CB is equal to stiffness of CB, so KCB divided by KCB plus KCD, right? So KCB, the far end is an internal support which can be treated as a fixed support. So for this span CB, the stiffness is 4EI by L. So 4 into E value is 3I, so 3EI divided by 8 all divided by same thing 4A by L, plus for the second span CD, the stiffness is 3 into 3 times 3A by L, so 3 into 3A by L. So DFCB is equal to 0.57. Okay, which means that DFCD is going to be 1 minus 0.571, 0.429. Okay. Now let's see. So the special case about this problem is this particular joint moment, right? So how to consider when this joint moment, because in FEM this joint moment has not came anywhere, so it has not taken its part anywhere, right? So this is a joint moment, it is an active moment. So since it is applied on the support, right, it is an active moment, it is externally applied, so you can treat it as an active moment. The sign convention for active moment is AP, right? So active anti-clockwise moments are positive according to whenever you are treating it in moment distribution method, right? So here we have an active clockwise moment, which means that this is a negative moment, right? So at B we have an unbalanced negative moment, minus 50. So in order to balance that, we have to apply plus 50, right? So we will apply an plus 50. However, this plus 50 will be distributed among the span BA and BC by their respective distribution factor. So plus 50 minus multiplied by 0.33, that will be plus 16.666, and plus 50 multiplied by 0.667, that will be 33.35. So this is the contribution from the joint couple distribution, right? So you have that. Also, when you consider this particular moment 16.65, the far end is A is a simple joint, which means that there is no carryover. So there is no carryover, so carryover is 0, right? However, when you consider this particular moment 33.35, the far end is a internal joint, which means that it is a can be treated as fixed joint. So half of this 33.35 will be getting carried over to the far end, right? So half of 33.35, which is 16.675, is carried over. Okay. Next up, what you have to do is you have to you have to list down all the FEM values. So you have already found out the FEM values. So according to sign convention, you have to list down the FEM values. So you have done that. The next step is we have two symbol ends at A and D. So you have to release the symbol end and take the carryover, right? So in order to release the symbol end, what you have to do is we have to apply an opposite FEM at the same symbol end. So minus 10 is there. So an opposite FEM is applied, which is plus 10. And half of that is carried over to the far end because B is a internal joint. So it is treated as a fixed joint. So half of 10, 5 is carried over, right? Similarly, at D we have a positive FEM 26.67, so we apply a negative 26.67 at D, and the half of that is carried over to the its far end because C is a fixed end, right? So once we have this, what you have to do is you have to sum starting from this carryover, fixed end moment, and the release and carryover. Okay, so you have to sum these three columns so as to get this particular row. Okay, so these particular moments are called as your initial moments, and once these initial moments are obtained, the remaining step is you have to carry out the normal moment distribution method, right? This particular first line joint couple moment distribution is treated separately. Okay, this particular level is treated separately and it is kept aside. Okay, so you have to remember that. So at A we have a 16.65 moment, and at BC we have a moment of 33.35. okay, so this is separately kept aside. Now in order to do the moment distribution method at joint B, we have these two moments, so there is a net moment of minus 11.667 here. So in order to balance it, we have to apply plus 11.667, that will be distributed as per the sign convention, distribution factor. So plus 11.667 multiplied by 0.333, that will be 3.885, and the same value multiplied by 0.667 will be 7.782. so that's it, we got the first distribution at B. Second distribution will be taken at joint C. So sum these two moments, we have plus 3.342 So in order to balance it, we have to apply minus 3.342 multiplied by 0.571, that will be this value, multiplied by 0.429, that will be this value. So 3.342 multiplied by 0.429 with a minus sign is minus 1.437. Okay, so once this is obtained, for this particular moment the far end is symbol end, so there is no carryover, it is 0. For this also, for this moment also, the far end is a symbol end, so there is no carryover, so carryover is 0, right? When you consider this minus 1.905, the far end is B, so it is an internal joint, so half of the minus 1.905 is carried over to B. And when this particular moment is considered 7.782, the far end is C, which means that half of 7.782 has to be carried over to this point, so half of 7.782 is plus 3.891. okay, so once you get that, you have to, so this is your first iteration is carried over, finished up to this distribution. So then you do similar iteration, so second iteration, you can continue to third iteration as well. Okay, so what you do here is, like, once you obtain this is again an unbalanced moment, minus 0.953, so this has to be distributed, so plus 0.953 multiplied by 0.33, this is the value, plus 0.953 multiplied by 0.667, this will be the value. Here we have plus 3.891, so this particular value he has to negate it, minus 3.891 multiplied by 0.571, it will come here, minus 3.891 multiplied by 0.429, this will come here. So this is second iteration. So similarly, go to the next carryover, so half of 0.636 will go here, half of minus 2.21, it will go here, again to the distribution, and you can finish with that distribution. So once the third distribution is finished, what you have to do is sum all these columns together from first iteration, second iteration and third iteration, starting from initial moment. So you have to sum from here to here, okay, along with your first sum. Okay, the first column where we had a joint couple distribution plus these three iterations you have to do, you will get the final moments. So if you are talking about this column, you have to take first 16.665 plus 15 plus 3.885 plus 0.317 plus 0.369, so you get 36.22. Here you have to take 33.335 minus 26.667 plus 7.782 minus 0.953 plus this one minus this one and plus this value, you get 13.375. so here we don't have any values, so these are zeros, so you have to take sum from starting from here to here, you get plus 43.28 from here to here, so you have to sum all these values, you will get this particular value, zeros at simple suppose, right? So once you have all these values, final moments, you can mark them on your beam as active moments. So plus 33.22 active anticlockwise moments are positive, which means that the moment at this point is going to be at here, we can have active anticlockwise moment. So a moment something like this, 13.378 is also active moment, so it is positive, so anticlockwise, again a positive active moment, so this is 43.28. next is a negative moment, active moment, so it is going to be clockwise, and at simple support we have 0 moments. So once with these values, you can find out the other reactions as well as draw the bending moment diagram. So the final bending moment diagram will look something like this. Okay, you can try out one more example. So the solution for this particular is given as here. So this particular diagram is obtained from STAAD. It is given for your reference. Okay, you can try this similar problem for your own by changing the sign of this particular 50 kN moment and treating it as an anti-clockwise moment and see the difference. Okay, So what you have to do is, as an assignment, you have to negate. So you have to change the sign of this 50 km, apply it as a anti-clockwise moment at B, remain what problem is same, only change this 50 as from clockwise to anti-clockwise and try out the problem. I am attaching you the solution here. You should get a bending moment diagram and values very close to this diagram. Okay, that's for today's lecture.